What is going on, doggies? Welcome back to another video and welcome to a solo survival challenge. No food, no water, no shelter. The three things that are gonna keep you alive in the bush, we've got none of that right now. Basically what I wanna do is I wanna put myself in the hardest situation possible and see if we can survive out here for the next couple of days. I'm gonna show you guys what's in this backpack, what we've got to survive with. But before we do that, we need a little bit of a storyline. Let's just say that we were out there in the tinny, we're fishing on the boat, we're having a hell time. Something happens, the boat capsizes, and we've got to swim. We've got to swim into shore, it's our only option. So we've just dragged ourselves over those bloody barnacle infested rocks. We've made it here onto this cliff face, and from here on in, we've got to survive. We've got to try to find water, we've got to try to find food, and we've got to try to build a shelter somehow over the next couple of days. So this is all we've got for the next, I don't know how long, next couple of days. Basically, this is the whole entire contents of this bag. We've got nothing else. GME, PLB, personal location beacon. I take this thing everywhere with me. If I was to get bitten by a snake, break my leg, that thing is gonna save my life. We are literally in the middle of absolutely nowhere right now. We've got a head torch so I can film at night. We've got a GoPro so I can stick that on my head. We've got a box of GoPro batteries, and the last but not least, we've got a knife. That is absolutely everything we've got out here, and really the only thing that I've really got to survive is a knife. So it's basically just out here with a knife. The rest of that stuff is to document this trip. So I think what I'm gonna do right now is we're just gonna grab this knife backpack, we're gonna punch it up the coast. We're just gonna try to find any materials that are gonna come in handy. Plastic bottles, rope, plastic, rubbish. Look, we're in the middle of absolutely bloody nowhere right now. There could be none of this stuff, and without that, it is gonna be extremely hard to try to gather food, especially water. I don't know how we're gonna find water out here, but that's the challenge. This is crazy. I reckon by far the biggest problem we're gonna have here is trying to find drinking water. Making water, finding water, it's gonna be near on impossible, and that's why I've put myself in this position to see if it is possible. What you can see here is, which is kind of pretty interesting, you can see on the ground here, see this line? That line has actually been formed by water. So water's been pushing somewhere down this cliff, and you can see there are little trickles of water. Well, there have been trickles of water. So that's signs of water here. It's been running down here, and it's coming from up the top, so it's not salt water. But no matter where I look, there is not like a fresh spring. I think it's just from rain. They must have had rain here a little while ago, as that soil's quite damp, but it's not drinkable. Salt water. Look at this. This is magic. This is the place you want to be calling home. Wow. You got to be really, really bloody careful when you come into these areas like this. This is where bees usually tend to push up and make hives. You don't want to be getting stung by a million bees right now. But this here could possibly be home. Have a look at this. This is a big, beautiful cave. Look at this. That temperature has dropped dramatically in here. It's gone from, today it's probably about 40 degrees Celsius, and in here it's at least 10 degrees cooler. It's a lot cooler in here than it is out there in the sun. What's going on here? What? That's all brownish, blackish colour with green moss on the side of it, which means that's actually had water running down there at some point in time. Obviously right now it's bone dry, but it's definitely some sort of water. Look at this. Here's some sort of an animal track, looks like a cat going right up here into this cave. Yeah, oi! That's a big hole there. Oh, look at this. Oh. A lot of animal tracks going up here into that dark hole. These are relatively fresh cat prints, paw prints, and they travel up the side of this cliff. They actually go up into that crack there and they disappear into the darkness. So what I might do is, we'll get out our head torch, wherever she is. No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out the headlight and let's adventure up into that crack. Oh, look at this. Oh, it goes right up. It's very moist, very humid up here. Well, it goes for ages. I can't fit my body through that gap. That's an extremely small gap. There's no signs of water. There's definitely a lot of animal prints here though. It goes right up there. Spewing. Well, there's no way that I can squeeze my body up into that little gap there, but there's definitely a cat living in this cave, and if that cat can survive out here, so can we. All we're gonna do is find that water source. Humidity levels are 500 out here. Bloody hot. That's perfect. That is a big, beautiful piece of driftwood just sitting up on this bank here. That'll come in handy for something for sure. There's a big ledge under here, look at this. There's a lot of cray floats under there. There's a lot of junk washed up under there, that's going to come in handy. Cray floats, a lot of driftwood at the back there. Bit of rope down the back there. There's a little treasure hole. Salt water. That's really, really far away from the ocean. You can see on those big swells that salt water pushes right up around here. We're a long way up here. There's absolutely no sign of fresh water anywhere. There's an old thong. Could come in handy. Look at that. Oosh! There's another thong. That thing's an upgrade. What could we possibly use that for? There'll be something we can use this for. Doesn't make any sense why this sand is so wet right here. I've just come across this section of sand. We're quite a way up from the ocean, and it's way too wet to be getting wet from the ocean. It's in complete sunlight the whole entire day, and that sand right there is actually very, very, very moist, which makes me think that there's some kind of a underwater or underground little spring or something here, but you just can't dig down. This is all rock here. This is just rock. You can see everywhere here is rock, but this water's coming from somewhere. I just can't figure it out. I've been right up into the crack of the rock the whole way down. This is the most moist part here. Without a piece of plastic or anything like that, we can't generate any kind of drinking water out here. Wet, but it's not dripping wet. Oh, well, we've been walking for a very, very long time now. I've not found one piece of fishing line, have not found one washed up drinking bottle, piece of rubbish, nothing. It's beautiful, very clean, beautiful part of Australia that we're in right now. But with that said, without those materials, I think it's almost going to be impossible to try to make drinking water. It is extremely dry, it is extremely barren. There is not one piece of green, it's just rock. We're literally, and this is the challenge. This was gonna be a hard challenge, and I'm telling you right now, this is gonna be one of the hardest ones I've done. There is absolutely no sign of drinking water anywhere. Here we go, have a look at this. This little plant here is called coastal pig face. This is actually an edible. That's actually edible if you boil the leaf. They also, certain times of year, they've got a beautiful fruit that comes off them and you can eat the fruit. But right now, this one isn't in fruit, it's not in flower. We are far, far away from boiling these. Look at this, there's no shortage of it. There's a bit more. Well, there is a heap of dry, dead wood when you start coming to the top of this cliff. What I'm going to do is I'm going to climb right up to the top. We're going to collect as many little sticks, dry wood as we can, and then we'll punch back down to the bottom of the cliff. We'll keep exploring, but this little section just behind us here, or just behind the camera there, is full of dry wood. We'll collect a little bit of that. We'll keep punching on. that, man. I've just found the most incredible rock here. What you can do with these rocks is if you chip them on the right angle, they'll start to splinter away. And that there has left me with a razor sharp. That there would literally, I could slice my hand open with that if I push down and cut. That is extremely sharp, the edge of that rock there. Very, very hard rock. What you can do with that is you could cut rope. If I didn't have a knife out here, which is the only thing we do have to help us right now, if we didn't have that knife, what I would do is I would actually use that rock right there. That edge is extremely sharp. Like I said, if I was to really dig that into my hand, that would draw blood instantly. That's a beautiful natural blade right there. You could probably even chip it a little bit more, get more of like a slim looking rock. You could use that to fillet fish, bust oysters open. It's a magic little rock. We'll chuck that in the bag. We've got a couple of sticks in the bag with a little bit of tinder. We've got a rock. I'm just remembering where all the rope, the thongs, everything is that we're finding is, and then maybe on the way back, we'll pick them all up. We'll make ourselves a base camp. But been walking for a bloody long time now, and there is absolutely no sign of anything that we can drink or make drinking water with. So this is always going to be a challenge, and a challenge is what it is. We'll keep punching on. Surely we'll find something that's going to help us out. Oh, it's so stuck. This is it. Alright, what I've done is I've just come back into that first cave which we found this morning. This place, we're just going to call this place home for the night. I have not seen something so big, so spacious, with an epic view like that. There is nowhere else along the coastline. We've been walking for hours and hours and hours. My mouth is already like a paper bag. It is dry as a bone. And a little bit of firewood here. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to start a fire. Hopefully we can smoke this cave out, get the bugs, get the insects out of here. We'll make it super smoky if we can get a fire going. And then maybe go have a scavenge, have a feed. I'm not too sure where this afternoon is going to take us, to be honest, but right now I'm going to try to start to get a little fire going. I'll prep myself up for a fire. Alright, so this is going to be an extremely time-consuming process, but around this area where we are right now, there is no such thing as a straight stick. And the only way we're going to be able to get a fire going, in my opinion, is going to be like a bow drill or some form of a drill where we're just going to have to use the friction of fire or the friction of heat to start a fire. And what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to make a straight stick out of a stick that isn't really that straight. So I'm just taking off the bowed edges and I'm trying to get it down to like a semi-straight stick so we can have this as a spindle so we can spin down and we can generate that heat. Been here for quite a while trying to get it straight. It's a time-consuming process. What the hell was that sound? But we'll get there in the end. We're just got to keep chipping away at this. We'll get it nice and straight and round eventually. We're getting there slowly. We're slowly making a stick which was never round and basically pretty straight. This was like a big snake sort of shape when we started with it. We're slowly getting there. Alright, so the way that we're going to try to start this fire, I'm going to try to use the shoelaces from this shoe to make the spindle spin as fast as possible. We're not going to use our hands. I'm going to try to use this shoelace. There's a lot of rope in this area, but the rope in the area is extremely thick. It's cray rope, like for the cray pots, and it's just not good. So shoelace is usually nice. It's very flexible, very flimsy. You can wrap it around things quite easy, and it's a good way to use that. That's what we're going to use our bow, and it's a good way to sort of get that pressure in and start that fire. So let's see if this actually works. I'm just going to give it a quick dummy run now, see if we can get it spinning nicely. If everything works well, we're going to head back out, see if we can gather a bit of food, but I just want to make sure that I can start a fire tonight. That is something that I really want to be able to get done. This is how we're going to try to start a fire this afternoon. That shell is going to go inside my hand. That's going to be on top of the spindle, so the spindle will sit inside that shell. That'll give me my downward pressure. Here's that spindle which we made. That's just a piece of driftwood. We've got it as round as we possibly could. Took a long time to sort of chip that thing, but it was a square block of wood, and we've turned that into a round stick. Down here we've got our seat. This hole here we'll probably start with, but we might have to make another one. And this is our little bow. So I'll show you how it's going to work. It should work pretty good. And I can get a whole lot of force on this. That's flying. That's real good. All right, that's really, really good. Let's do that again. That's basically how we're going to start our fire tonight. That's working like a little dreamboat. That's working real good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Look at that, that's getting hot. All right, that's perfect. All right, now that we've got our bow drill sorted, the next problem that we're gonna face is actually getting an ignition. So basically what the problem is, we're so close to the ocean right here, right now. What happens is that ocean carries salt in the air, and that salt gets layered over absolutely bloody everything. So all of those little bits of tinder and everything up the top there, they're gonna have a very slight layer of salt on them, and that salt will stop the ignition of the fire. It's super, like, I've had real bad success trying to start fires out here doing this kind of thing because of the salt is just covered over everything. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna climb up to the very top of the cliff up there, try to find a nice dead, sort of like a real dead grass, and then we're just gonna rub that between our hands and try to get those grass fibers outside from the inside. That's what we're going to try to use to start this fire, because everything around here is just covered in a layer of salt. We'll run back up to the top of the cliff and see if we can find a really nice, dry, crunchy tinder. Alright, This is about my 4th attempt to try to get this thing going. It starts smoking and then, oh yeah, it's smoking now. Oh, this shell is getting extremely bloody hot in my hand here. Here we go, it's smoking. I don't know if you guys can see the smoke there. Come on, baby. That ash is building up. Sweating bullets, man. Come on. There's a little bit of smoke there. I don't know if you guys can see that. Come on. Smoking. Here we go, here we go. Look at the smoke. Come on, big rig. Come on. Come on, come on. I need more tinder. I need to make this. Come on. I don't know if you guys can see the smoke here, but it's just, we've got a little baby ember in there. I need that fine tinder. Come on. Come on. Oh, it's gonna go any second, look at that. Come on, baby. It's so close. This is what I'm talking about, the salt bush, it just doesn't ignite. Like, this is the driest material I can find and this is what it's doing. Come on, come on. Look at this. It's gone, it's gone, it's gone, it's gone. Yeah, it's actually going. Come on, you mongrel. Don't do that. Yeah, baby. We've done it. There it is. That is a fire. Ah. That actually took a bloody long time to start, but have a go at this. Woo! We did it. That took a lot longer than you guys would even think, but we did get there in the end. You're kidding. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, that was an extremely hard fire to start. That worked really well, that little spindle seat thing. Right, now I can get me bloody shoelace back. That was an extremely hard fire to start. Purely, it's exactly because what I said, the materials around here, they're not dry, they're not crispy, they're covered in salt. That there would have taken a good part of an hour and a half to hour and 45 minutes to start that fire just then. Look at this, I am sweating bullets in here. That's how long I've been doing it for. But we got it going in the end. It's not easy. Alright, I can finally get my shoelace back on my shoe. Now that we've got a fire going, we're going to go and gather a little bit of grub. We can cook whatever we want on this fire right now, as long as it doesn't go out. All right, let's go. We're gonna go on a food gathering mission. The fire in the background, completely safe. There is absolutely nothing to burn here. Just took me an hour and 45 minutes to start a fire, so pretty sure nothing else is gonna catch on fire. What we're gonna do is run down this little gully here. We're gonna go see if we can get ourselves a little bit of dinner. That is where this piece of driftwood comes in. I'll show you guys what I've just made. It's this random little bit of driftwood, and on one end we've got this extremely sharp spike. So you guys probably understand what I'm going to be doing with this. But we're going to go get a little bit of food. That sun is racing down. Probably got another 45 minutes of light and that sun's gone. Bang! Look at that, that is first piece of food for the night. Beautiful little crab. See if we can get another one. Crab, number 2 on the kill stick. Yes, that is going to taste bloody incredible on the fire. Let's go, one more. Fish on, fish on! Get out here. Yes, that is incredible. Another little treat. All right, that crab stick. We've got 3 beautiful crabs for dinner. Can't complain with that. But I've just taken 2 minutes to just stop and actually have a good look at these tide pools. Have a look what's going on in them, around them, in them and on them. And there is countless amounts of food in here. I'm telling you right now, if we really did roll a boat out there and you had to swim in, mate, you wouldn't be going hungry anytime soon. There is so much food to eat. Check this out. There is an endless supply of periwinkles. There are hundreds and thousands of periwinkles. That thing's a monster. That's huge. But what I want to do, I want to get something that's a little bit more filling. Now that there, that's beautiful. These are a little bit bigger. That's how big it is in my hand. That is an edible shell. See if we can get a couple more of these, because these, oh, look at this. Right there. Another one. That's a good feed. If you can get a couple of these, we're going to be eating real good. That's good. Oh, that's 4. Up on these big slippery rocks. Oh, look at this. This is great. There's another one, and that's the last one. All right, we don't need any more. We've got 6 now. There's another one down there. There's another edible shell here. Have a look at this one. You can also have a chew of him, but we've got more than enough now. We'll leave him be. All right, there's one other bit of food that I'd love to enjoy on these rocks. They're absolutely bloody everywhere. Look at that. That is bloody good. Doesn't come much fresher than that. Oh. That is beautiful. Have a look at this for a little smorgasbord. There's a hole. The outside of the hole is just covered in these big oysters. And then down the bottom here, you've got these big crabs. Look at him. You're lucky I've already got a couple. I should take one more, right? They're not bad. There's about 6 down there. What do you reckon, mate? Nah, we got enough. I reckon we got enough crabs. Have a go at these oysters. I'm gonna have a feed of these, that's for sure. Oh yes, that's the best thing that ever could have happened just then. Come here. When an oyster falls off the rock and it stays in one piece like that, you can chuck them on the fire and they taste absolutely beautiful. See if I can do that to a couple more. Oh no, now we're eating good. We're eating real good. All right, here we go. So our little crab killer definitely did the job. We've got a couple of crabs here. Beautiful little fire on the pump. Couple of crabs here. One more up here. Look at this. We're eating real good. 4 crabs. We've got a heap of these big oysters still in their shells. That's gonna be the best part of the meal. These shells, they ain't too bad either. Slippery little suckers. They're not bad at all. That's what we got for dinner. A couple of oysters, a couple of shells, a couple of crabs over the fire with one hell of a view. It's not bloody bad. Alright, for the oysters, what we'll do is, don't even need to put them in the fire. Just want to sit them up. Look at that, that's bloody good. Just want to sit them up here next to the fire and just keep an eye on them. They'll open up. As soon as they pop open, they're good to go. Snails, gonna sit them shell up. Or should I say we're gonna sit them opening up. Look at this. This is incredible. Oh, that sun is just about to disappear. First night in. Look at our home. Pretty lucky we found this cave, actually. A little bit of grubs cooking just over there. That sun is just about to set. Have a look at this for a smorgasbord. Couple of crabs. Those oysters are cooking beautifully. You can see these bubbles in these shells here. That means those shells are cooking. That's bubbling, that one's bubbling. They're cooking good. Got a little crab leg up there. That's looking pretty good as well. Oh my God, have a look at this. That's obviously where we're sleeping tonight. We're just about to have a big feed. But check this out, man. This is absolutely bloody beautiful. Look at this. Are you kidding me? Man, this is off its head right now. You've got to be joking. Look at this, man. This is where we're sleeping. We are sleeping in that cave right there. This is pretty cool. Anyway, I'll quickly run back up here, show you guys what's going on in the kitchen. We're just about ready to eat. Oi. Nice little fire. That fire's looking beautiful. Down here, I've already had a couple of little bits of crab. You actually get a fair bit of food out of that little crab. Like, that's all beautiful, fresh white meat there. Our little shells are ready for destroying. The oysters have all been opened up. Mate, have a go. This is living. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I do have an extremely, I wouldn't call it a massive headache, but I got a pretty bloody big headache. I've had absolutely no water since this morning, and look, it's hot. Today would have been up around 40 degrees, and it takes it out of you. I've been sweating bullets all day, walking up and down trying to find water. We've found shelter, we found fire, we've made fire, we found food. We've got all this, we've got those 3 things, but we just don't have water. Another beautiful oyster right there. Oh man, they're good. All right, I've just had to push to the front of the cave. What's going on is I'm just letting that fire smoke the room out. So I don't know if you can see that smoke on the camera between you and I right now, but this whole cave is full of smoke. Generally what happens in these coastal areas like this, these caves fill up with mosquitoes in the afternoons and nights, and it'll be an unbearable night sleeping here if these mosquitoes are here. So that fire is absolutely just flogging this place full of smoke right now. It should be pissed. They should all be out of here by now. They shouldn't come back if I keep that fire going for the majority of the night. If it looks like I'm crying, it's because I am. This fire is pumping out some smoke, but no, we're eating good. Couple of snails, couple of crabs, oysters. The only thing which is a little bit worrying is I'm starting to get a bit of a headache, and that's probably because I haven't had any water today. I've had no water whatsoever, and to be honest, I have no idea how we're going to be able to gather or find water. Like the whole walk I did today, we did a big walk, and I saw no signs of water or no signs of making water. You know, usually you'd find a plastic bottle, you'd find a Coke can, you'd find something along these walks. Today we found nothing that was going to help us in the way of getting water. So tomorrow we're just going to have to do another big walk and find this water. I can feel that dehydration headache kicking in already. I can feel that pressure in my head. But apart from that, look, we're eating bloody good. There goes another one of them snails. Oh. Some crab claw. Look at this. Yeah. Cooked to perfection. Well, that definitely ain't no mud crab, but it's a feed and they actually taste pretty good. It ain't no mud crab claw, but it's still a feed. Oh, that's nice and salty. That's real good. Oh, yep. Definite headache is on the way. I can feel my head, it's bloody sore. Anyway, this is me for the night. I've got a backpack as a pillow. Got the fire down here. That fire's pumping smoke through the cave. It's that'll keep all the bugs and mosquitoes away. I'm just literally laying straight down on this hard rock. But you know what? It's actually not too bad. And I'm bloody tired. I reckon I'll have a good sleep. As long as there's no bugs and mosquitoes, we'll be sleeping good in here. But that's it, doggies. We've had a good feed. We found a nice little bit of shelter. Hopefully tomorrow we can find that bloody drinking water and we'll conquer this headache that I've got. Righto, I'll see you in the morning. If anything weird or wacky happens, I'm gonna hit that record button and hopefully it doesn't, but we'll find out what it is. Righto, see you in the morning. Show! Alright, this is bloody strange. Alright, this is pretty bloody strange. That's where we were just laying down having a sleep just then. And I'm not too oh, they're bats. I can see it. I can see what they are now. Look at this. I was just about to nod off to sleep and these bats are coming flying in. I don't know if you guys can see that bat there. There's heaps of them. That's what it was. Bloody bat come flying into the cave, made this screeching sound and flew out again. It scared the shit out of me. Alright, so they're just bats. That's all good. Righto. See you in the morning. Well, I just woke up and this little fella here was crawling straight up my leg. Don't go back in there. Don't go, yeah, you go down there. Oh, this is going to be a bloody interesting night. Well, good bloody morning to you. I'm going to put this out there right now. If that boat actually sunk yesterday, I'd be quite happy right now if just have gone down with it. I would just sink with the boat. That's got to be up there with one of the worst sleeps I've ever had. I wouldn't even call that sleep. I've been sitting here since, I don't know, I've been wide awake since 3:30 this morning waiting for the sun to rise so I can hit that record button. But worst sleep of my life. We have these massive cockroaches like this big. They fly around in here and they just hit me in the face. They'd land on my legs, they'd walk all over me. Had 2 different sorts of spiders crawling on me last night. I can't even speak. Like, my throat is just bone dry. Like, I need to drink water. Both of my legs had cramps in them last night. They were waking me up. My muscles were just locking like tight, and I suppose that's because we've had no water yesterday. We did a lot of walking, a lot of exercise yesterday. Just one of the most haggard nights I've had in the bush in a very, very long time. Mosquitoes were hit and miss. There's a couple, but not crazy. I don't know, it was just wasn't good. I need to find water, mate. I got a headache from hell. Legs are cramping up. Not good, eh? Alright, this is the plan for the day. What we're gonna do is we're gonna walk as far as we can that way. We're gonna be looking for, obviously we're looking for drinking water, but I'm about 100% certain that there is no drinking, like, physical water here. Like, it's just salt water. I don't think there's actual physical fresh water being pushed out of these rocks. Sometimes that happens. I don't think it's happening here. I haven't seen it yet. What I'm looking for is plastic bottles, beer cans, Coke cans, something that we can boil water in. Obviously, we've got a massive ocean out there. If you guys don't know, you cannot drink salt water. That's not drinkable right now. What we need to do is we need to boil that salt water. We can take that condensation from the salt water, we can take the steam from the salt water, and that's actually drinkable. That will get us through. But until the point where we are right now, I walked so far yesterday, up to the top of the cliff, back down, up to the top. We were zigzagging our way. Haven't found one piece of rubbish, haven't found one beer can, one plastic bottle. Haven't seen any fishing line up here on the rocks. Like, this is a pristine part of the world right now. There is no rubbish around, but without that rubbish, I honestly don't know how to, I don't know how else I can get fresh drinking water right now. We can find a can, we can find a bottle, we can start boiling water. We've got means to start making fire. We just need to find some sort of a way to boil the water, but until then, we're just gonna have to keep walking. So I'm just gonna punch that way. We'll keep walking and see how we go. Oh man, I'm stiff, eh? My legs are killing me. Oh, let's go. This is where we're heading right now. We're gonna go have a look inside that cave up there. Take a little bit of a different option. Walk up to that cave and see what's inside that. That's bloody beautiful, isn't it? Oh, we're about halfway up. Have a look at that. See that little stream? That's some sort of a water coming out of the earth right there. You can see that animals come up here, look. There's animal droppings up here. What's that? That's rabbit. Oh, look at this. That is a sign of water. That's bone dry. That is absolutely bone dry. Once upon a time, there was water getting pushed out of here somewhere. Same as that there. It's water coming down. But obviously it's only when it rains. Not a bad bloody view from up here though, is it? Have a look at this. Literally, I have absolutely no saliva in my mouth right now whatsoever. Like, I can't even spit, I can't even swallow. We've gone one whole entire day, a whole entire night, now half of today without a drink of water, and I am in a world of pain. I can't even swallow properly. Look, I've walked the whole way up there trying to find materials, punched it all the way back to where we're standing now, and I can't find any kind of things that's gonna help us generate water or signs of drinking water. I've got a headache from hell, my legs are killing me, and I reckon I'm gonna pull the pin on this mission. We have been absolutely defeated by Mother Nature. She's beautiful, but she's also bloody hectic, eh? This is proper. I'm really hurting. So look, we did a couple of things right. We found a beautiful bit of shelter. We managed to start a fire. It took a long time, but we got that fire going. Last night we had a 5-star meal. That was incredible. That baby little crab claw, oysters on the fire, snails, crabs. That was a good feed. The only thing that we didn't find, we found shelter, we found food. We just couldn't find that water, and that's the thing that you really need out here to live, to survive. And look, I'm not an expert at this kind of thing. I'm definitely not an expert. I like to come out here, push myself to the limit, and just see if I can do these kind of things. But look, if you're a survival expert and you've got an idea on how I could have found water, please hit me up in the comment section down there. I would love to know how you'd actually survive here. But look, doggies, with that said, I'm pulling the pin. I'm hurting, I'm in a world of pain, and I'm hoofing it on out of here. So thank you so much for watching. If you guys like these kind of videos and you want to see more, make sure you bang that button right there. If you guys want to get your merch, hats, fishing shirts, all the good stuff, make sure you jump on over to thefieldayshop.com, bang that button there, and look, I'll see you in the next video, doggies. I'm hurting. We got defeated by Mother Nature, and that's all right. She's big, she's beautiful, and she's ugly. All right, doggies, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Yo.